when we want! Yeah. Claude's here on a spying mission.
Aberdeen is a snake. I have to get rid of that other one.
But what are you going to do about it?
Look at this little scumbag.
They're going to run ragged on you. What happens when you train with me? Hello boys and girls, so the Europa League is back and tonight we are playing Standard Liège. Now for all of you that don't know about Standard Liège, they're a decent side. They're in the Belgium league. They're second in the league currently. They're only a point off top and they've got a good history. It's unlike a lot of the Europa League games where you're playing teams that you kind of have no idea about. But Standard Liège, like I said, they're a good side. Last time we played them was in 2009 and we actually won that game 3-2. Now a game before that was in 1993 and we won 7-0. 7. What a lovely number 7, eh? But yeah, look, listen, it's going to be a difficult game. It'd be interesting to see what lineup they put out because they've got a huge game at the weekend on Sunday. They play 4th place Antwerp, who are only 3 points behind them with a game in hand. And things are pretty tight in the Belgium league. Club Brugge are at the top, as they so normally are. But yeah, things are, you know, pretty tight in that league. And it'd be interesting, like I said. But as I've said also in other previews in Europa League games, a lot of the European sides do take this competition seriously. There's no resting of players in comparison to English teams where we do predominantly rest most of our big players and we do rotate things. I don't know why that is. I don't know whether it's because of the intensity of the Premier League and that you can't keep up those kind of levels on a weekly basis, yet at a lot of European places, the levels in the league campaigns are nowhere near as fierce and as intense as what the Premier League is. So maybe that's a factor and players can play a lot more minutes and games back to back, etc, etc. But listen, we're going to have to be professional. We're going to have to go out there and get the job done. And it won't be easy because they're not no mugs. They won their opening group game 2-0. So they're going to want to, you know, come to the Emirates and they're going to want to prove a point. They've got 2 games back to back away from home. So they're going to not want to, you know, go into their next one, which is in Germany, on the back of a defeat. If they could get a draw, I think they would take that. It'll also be interesting to see how many fans they bring over. It's not that far from Belgium. They have a very good vocal support. And yeah, it'd be very interesting, like I said, to see, you know, how they line up, how many fans they bring over, and you know, what kind of test they pose for us in terms of Arsenal themselves. What are we going to set up like? It's very interesting. I think we'll have quite a strong lineup, to be quite honest with you, because we've got players coming back. So in terms of personnel, it's going to be very strong. And I'll get into my 1 to 11 in a moment. And it's a chance for us to win 2 games. We've got 2 games back to back at home now. And with the result we had in Germany against Frankfurt, it's perfect. We can go and get this group kind of done after around about 4 games or so, and it kind of gives you a bit of breathing space for the last 2. But again, we cannot take things for granted and we cannot take them lightly, because if we do, we'll come unstuck. And yeah, it'd be interesting, and I'm looking forward to the game. No doubt there'll be a lot of empty seats, which is one of the problems we're playing in the Europa League. But we're used to it now, and what we need to do is make sure this is our last year in the Europa League and we get back in the Champions League next year, and then there won't be no empty seats. But it is what it is. We just do what we have to do for now. So yeah, listen, we're going to go and get into the starting 11, and this is what I would pick for the game, not what Unai Emery will go with. And I think that it's quite a strong lineup, to be quite honest with you. So starting off in goal, Emi Martinez. Pretty straightforward, this one, because he is the cup goalkeeper. And in the 2 performances he's had so far, 2 clean sheets against Nottingham Forest and Eintracht Frankfurt. And really good goalkeeper. playing really well. And all he can keep doing is playing these games, keep proving himself, and, you know, keep Leno on his toes. So Emi Martinez in goal. Going to move to the defence, and it's going to be a straight flat 4. And on the right-hand side, Hector Bellerin. I feel he's ready to start this game, to be honest with you. He played 90 minutes for the under-23s last week. He got around about 15 minutes or so in the game against Nottingham Forest. Played 62 minutes in an under-23 match before then. This is the perfect game for him. He looks quite sharp in the games I've seen him so far. Got an assist for the under-23s. Got an assist in his appearance against Nottingham Forest within less than a minute, actually. And it's the perfect game. We needed to get him up to speed, and we need him back to full fitness. So if we can get a good 70 odd minutes out of him tonight, that would be perfect. Going to move to the left back position, and Kieran Tierney. And again, just like Hector Bellerin, perfect opportunity. Feel he's a little bit further ahead than Hector. Played 75 minutes against Nottingham Forest, and he's ready. There was some talk this week that he had an injury setback because he's not in the Scotland squad, but it's nothing to do with that. It's not an injury setback. Arsenal and Scotland have both spoke to each other and just said that with him only coming back and getting into the swing of things again, maybe it's best that he does miss the upcoming internationals. He stays at Colney and he can just work on his rehabilitation and get up to full speed. So I think that's a great decision. And tonight I'm looking to get probably 90 minutes out of him, to be honest with you, and a really good test for him. And I'm looking forward to seeing him again. In the centre of defence, first of all, I'm going to go with Callum Chambers. For he had a brilliant game against Manchester United at right back. He's been proving himself and he's been doing really, really well. But tonight I'd like to see him in his preferred centre back position. With Hector coming in on that right hand side, give David Luiz and Sokratis a rest, and put Callum Chambers in there. Alongside him, going to go with Rob Holding. Again, another one, just like the other two with Tierney and Bellerin, coming back from an injury. Played the 90 minutes against Nottingham Forest, was on the bench against Manchester United. And he needs these kind of games to now start proving himself and to get himself in the reckoning for the first 11. And yeah, tonight's another perfect example and a perfect chance for Rob Holding. I'm going to move into the midfield area. First of all, I'm going to go with Lucas Torreira. And I think that it will be a good opportunity for him tonight. Came off pretty quickly into the second half against Man United. So there's no worried about tiredness or anything like that. I want him deployed in his natural position. You know, none of this number 10 and all this kind of rubbish. Playing in that kind of number 6. In front of the back 4. Please, Unai, stop playing him so far forward. Play him in his natural position. Simple as that. Now, I believe we've got some little selection headaches, to be quite honest with you here. And it'd be very interesting to see what Unai Emery goes with. But I'm going to go with what I said. I'm going to bring Guendouzi out of the side. I'm going to give him a rest. And alongside him, I'm going to go with Joe Willock. I think that it's the perfect opportunity for him. I think it's the perfect opportunity to keep improving and keep showing himself what he can do. And yeah, I've got no problems with playing him in there. I think he's been brilliant this season. And it's another chance, like I said, to keep proving himself. So that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to move to the attacking three. Some interesting decisions, man. And yeah, some people are saying about Nicolas Pepe, would you play him and try and play him into a bit of form? Of course, you've got Ceballos, you've got Mesut Ozil, you've got Martinelli, you've got Aubameyang, of course, but I wouldn't play him. Yeah, it's very interesting. But on the right-hand side, I'm actually going to go with Reiss Nelson. I'm going to start him off there. I thought he had a good performance against Nottingham Forest. I feel that he's fallen down in the pecking order a bit behind the likes of Saka. But it's a good opportunity for him. A good opportunity to try and prove himself. A good opportunity to try and show Unai Emery what he can do. So I'm going to have Reiss Nelson on that side. On the left of that three, now this, like I said, is where things get a little bit interesting, because who do you actually play there? I'm looking at the likes of Martinelli, but I wouldn't actually play him on that left-hand side. I know it could be a bit of a gamble, but I would actually go with Saka. And the reason why I say it's a bit of a gamble is because he's very clearly in the first team reckoning right now. But he's young, he's fresh. There should be no tiredness or any worries about that. And I feel it's another opportunity for him to show what he can do. It's another opportunity for him to stamp his authority on a game and to show why he's so highly thought of. And yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. I have no problems with that whatsoever. In the middle of the three, again, this is where there's going to be selection headaches. I would actually go with Mesut Ozil with this game. But I also believe that he won't start, because Unai Emery clearly has something with Mesut Ozil and they're trying to push him out of the door maybe in January. That's what I feel anyway. So I feel that Dani Ceballos will probably start in there. But again, it's a nice selection headache to have. I do feel Ozil should be playing because he is that player that can unlock the door. And he has created a lot of chances. 4th highest, I believe, at Arsenal in only about 142 minutes of football. So it shows what he can still do. But yeah, you know what? I'm going to go with Mesut Ozil because, like I said, this is what I would like to see. So I'd like to see Mesut Ozil tonight. I would like to see him out there, and I'd like to see him put in a good, solid performance. And to try and make things difficult for Unai Emery in terms of team selection. Up front, as the main striker, I'm going to go with Martinelli. And I thought he was absolutely superb against Nottingham Forest. What a brilliant, mature performance that was. So yeah, I have no problems with this one. I felt he should have probably came on in the last 10-15 against Manchester United on that left-hand side. But it wasn't to be, but very busy, presses from the front. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him again, hopefully. So there we go, that is it. That is the preview, that is the predicted lineup. As usual, let me know in the comment section whether you agree or disagree. Would you go with that lineup or would you change anything? There'll be a player ratings tomorrow. And then, of course, we look forward to the weekend game before we go to another international break. Great crack. So yeah, listen, if you're new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you smash a like on this video. And I'll see you lot soon. I'm out of here.